7 years ago, I started this channel in the spare bedroom of my house in the hopes of changing the video game industry. And over 2,000 videos later, the video game industry remains quite the same. But what has changed is me. I have lost the fun.
Are you listening?
Hello there. Shamefully, it's been a while since we've last spoke. In fact, as of today, it has been 43 days since my last video on YouTube, which, according to the internet, means you either died or have given up, which feels extremely alien to me, seeing that for a good portion of the 7 years that we've been creating here on YouTube, I strive to have daily content. And I'm not just talking about Monday through Friday. I wanted Monday through Sunday. So to have over a month and a half of no content, that is insane to me. But the truth is, I needed a break. And I wanted to post this State of the Channel video update because I feel like there's going to be some pretty big changes going forward, and I want each of you to be aware. However, in order for those changes to make sense, I feel like I do need to back it up a little bit and talk about like the three things that have led me to realizing that this change has to happen. And the first thing was I read a really amazing book, and for the children watching, books are movies that used to be written on paper and you had to read them. But this book was called Walt Disney, an American Original, and it inspired me in a lot of different ways. But what struck me was the legacy and the impact that Walt had on animation and movies. Like, if you didn't know, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was considered Walt's first fully animated feature film. And to this day, nearly 100 years later, it still impacts and moves new audiences every day. And realizing that kind of made me self-reflect on the content that I was making. And I asked myself the question that if 100 years from now, would any of my videos that I have created still be relevant? And I 100% appreciate and respect the ego boosts in the comment sections that you guys occasionally drop me, but I will be the first to admit that the answer to that question is a resounding no. I mean, as much as I enjoyed making the latest Logitech G Cloud video, I don't think that quite measures up to being Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Upon reflecting on that 100-year question, I began to ask myself, like, what could we do better? And pretty much all the answers surrounded the way that I produce content. You see, for the most part, we have been producing videos on a daily basis for way too long now. A story drops, I study it, I write a script, jump in front of the camera, film it, edit the video, create a thumbnail, post it, and pray to God that the YouTube algorithm shines down on me today. And because that cycle is so tight, I've lost any creative process that there was, which means that there's zero difference between a video that I post versus any of the other 1,000 videos posted to YouTube that are discussing this exact same topic, which is the perfect segue into the second motivator to make some changes, and that is a comment that I received recently that said, "You are making 2010 YouTube content in 2024. And I rarely read too much into the comments, but this one stuck with me because it was so damn true. I mean, news aggregator channels like myself, where I sit at this desk in front of this camera and break down today's top news. I mean, that's very old school, to the point that Walter Cronkite was doing this shtick back in the 50s, and it's only right that we correct the comment in saying that, no, I'm not making 2010 content, I'm making 1950s content in 2024. So after reading the Walt Disney book and then reading that comment, I began to realize that I really do need to reassess the format here on this channel to reflect the current era of content. A prime example of this is when Helldivers 2 came out, I had multiple videos planned. I had a Let's Play video, a desk video here where we talked about Helldivers 2, why it's so fun, what I like about it, And my hope was that I would inform you, the audience, about the game's release. But then I saw this TikTok. This lady on TikTok posted this video where she said something along the lines of like, ladies, if your man is spreading democracy, here is how you can support them while they're at war. And I kid you not, she got millions of views and started what became a huge trend. And I had the realization in that moment that that is the new era of content. Like, my video was gonna be 10 to 12 minutes long talking about Helldivers 2, but they accomplished the exact same thing in 45 to 60 seconds in such a masterful and creative way that it crippled me and made me question everything that I have ever created on this channel. Going back to the first point, I started to wonder, like, how can I create videos that will stand the test of time and last hundreds of years? But then that question evolved to not only how do I create videos that stand the test of time, but how do I create videos that blend informative news with the world of entertainment and package them together in a way that when you're watching these videos, you don't feel like you're watching the news. You feel like you're just being entertained. And that right there is where my brain has been living for the past 2 to 3 months. So if you're mad about the drought in content here on the channel, blame the TikTok lady. But I also feel like this is a great opportunity to kind of transition to the third point, because these questions led me to watch older content, older videos that I made here on the channel. And I noticed a huge difference between the older videos that I posted and the newer ones. The older videos were creative. They were silly. They weren't based on search engine optimization, click-through rate, or what video topic is going to give me the best watch time in the first 30 seconds of the video. Like, I can't express this enough. Legit, during that time period, if something made me laugh, I made it a video. And during this time period of, like, looking back, it felt like a completely different era in content. So much so that it made me feel nostalgic, and I made this t-shirt, the Nerf Report era t-shirt, which, fun fact, available right now in the channel store underneath this video. And look, I have never struggled with making a video as much as I have with this one. Usually there's a formula, a big announcement here or another big announcement there, but like with this one, it's different because I don't feel like the direction we're heading is correct. I feel like we need to change it and that I owe you all an apology. I started this channel in the spare bedroom of my house in the hopes of changing the video game industry. And over 2,000 videos later, the video game industry remains quite the same. But what has changed is me. I have lost the fun. Somewhere along the line, I got caught up in the chase for relevancy. I sacrificed creativity and stopped making content that truly reflects who I am as a person. So with this being our 7-year anniversary, I feel like it's the perfect time to pivot and to say things are about to change. The primary focus moving forward, daily content, that is on a hiatus. Our primary focus moving forward will be on a weekly Nerf Report show that is coming back for a second season. Why are we calling it a second season? Because it sounds fancy. My goal with this show is to create something that is memorable, something that each of you look forward to seeing every single week, something that breaks through the void, and maybe, if I am lucky, it is something that 100 years from now, people will want to watch. In the process of creating this video, I bounced off multiple scripts with my wife, and there was this phrase that I kept saying that I think it encapsulates where I'm at perfectly, is that I will forever be chasing my Snow White moment. Because I desperately want to reignite people's passion for video games, tech, and even nerd culture. And also, I want to send a message to all the other creators out there that yes, negativity sells, and it sure as hell makes clicking your thumbnails a lot easier. But I, as a gamer, as a nerd, as a creator, I am so tired of being upset for clicks. I just want to go back to having fun. And in the world of YouTube, that is the most terrifying thing that I could say on camera right now, because it is a huge gamble. I mean, I could easily just continue on the path we're on, sit right here, post a couple videos a month and get 100,000 views a month and just be happy with the small section of the internet that YouTube has rewarded me. But I say this with sincerity. I want to dent the universe, and I want to change the way that people create content forever. I really believe that if we can create a show that stands out for its entertainment, its comedy, its creativity, and in just overall quality, that the support we could garner from people like yourself would surpass the need to rely on negativity for clicks. And certainly out of the gate, that is a lot easier said than done. But the truth is, it is going to rely on your participation just as much as mine. If you like the direction we're heading, if you like the content that we are creating, share the video, subscribe to the channel, like the video, duet our videos on TikTok and on Shorts. Let me know in the comments or DMs or messages what is working, what you don't like, what you'd like to see us try. I want you to be just as invested into the direction of this channel as I am. So, to wrap this very long-winded video up, weekly episodes of the Nerf Report are coming back. They will be available on YouTube, Spotify, and other podcasting platforms. The Nerf Report era t-shirts and posters are available in the shop below. I hate asking for money, but it's definitely worth noting. Any money spent on t-shirts or on channel memberships directly support this channel, and it helps us grow and create better content. Thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for watching this long. And I hope that you will all continue to follow along as I chase my Snow White and hopefully make a massive dent in the universe.
Are you listening?